There was a moment that every girl in my theater, there was a moment where they all decided collectively that they weren't going to hook up. And he's like, I'm going to. As soon as he said that, every girl in my theater were just like, oh, ew. Like, it was just like a murmur throughout the whole theater. Like, yeah, collectively, they all got the ick at the exact same time. What's up, film family? Welcome to the Film Room Podcast. My name is Scott.
My name's Dion.
And today, Dion, I'm excited to talk about this movie. I really am.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we got to go a little quicker on this because we got to get out there, man. We got to have some sex. We're wasting time, bro.
Yeah, no, you're right. We only got 12 hours, bro.
We only got 12 hours, man. We gotta get out there and find somebody, dude. No. Today we're talking about One Night Only, the new rom-com starring Monica Barbaro and Dua Lipa's husband.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy.
I know. That's I had that written down. I was like, I mean, it's true. This is Dua Lipa's husband, but I'll give him the respect he deserves. I will say his name. Callum Turner is the other star of this movie. Yeah, directed by Will Gluck. One Night Only, rom-coms. Are you a big rom-com guy?
Honestly, I didn't realize that I actually kind of am. Weirdly enough, like when I say that, weirdly enough, like I was going through like my Rolodex of like how many rom-coms I actually watched, and then like I went through them. I was like, oh, I've actually watched a lot. And when I was talking with Eloise, the producer, I've actually watched more rom-coms than her.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I actually watched a rom-com with my dad. I realized too. Yeah. Which I was just like, I don't know why. I don't know. I like comedies. And I think we were kind of looking at the movie and we're like, oh, it's like a fun comedy movie. And then I think we realized later, I was like, oh, it's kind of like a rom-com, I guess. Still funny. But I guess I am a rom-com guy. I don't know.
What was that one that you watched with your dad? Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, it was The Ugly Truth. I don't know if you ever heard of that movie.
No, I don't think so. What's it? Who's in it?
It's Gerard Butler, and I think that's a big part of the reason why. Because I don't know, me and my dad were we were big Gerard Butler guys. Like we watched 300. We liked him in The Gamer. Gamer came a little bit later, but I think we were like bought in on Gerard Butler being like the action guy, especially in the 2000s. That was like I think some of his peak moments. And then when he was in a movie called The Ugly Truth, I think the trailer was actually pretty good at the time, which I'm imagining why we watched it. And we were like, oh, Gerard Butler is in this movie. You want to watch it? And then we just sat there and watched it. And it wasn't like till literally years later, I realized, I'm like, someone was like, oh, you ever seen this movie? I'm like, yeah, I watched it with my dad. I watched that rom-com with my dad. I don't know why, but I chalk it up to Gerard Butler. I needed to ask him about that, if he remembers.
Yeah. Were you guys lying on the couch cuddling and...
Yeah.
No. Nice.
No, we weren't.
Nice.
We weren't.
Well, how old were you? Because like if you're a kid, then it's not. You could be lying on the couch cuddling your dad. It's not that crazy. As a grown man, it's maybe a little weird.
Yeah, I'm looking back at I have it written down. The movie came out in 2009, so yeah,
at least what 13?
Yeah, I don't know.
Crazy.
It's not that crazy. No, we weren't cuddling. I know we weren't cuddling. but like, it's not that weird, I guess, that we watched. I mean, it's not weird. It's not weird.
No, it's not weird.
You can watch a rom-com with anybody. Watch it with your grandma, watch it with your dog, watch it with it doesn't matter. But to me, it's just weird because it's just like, why didn't we be like, oh, let's watch an action movie? Like, why?
We're men.
Let's watch 300 again.
Yeah, men must watch Spartans and spears.
Yeah, exactly.
Cannot watch love.
No, what about you though?
Am I a big rom-com guy? I don't know. Honestly, maybe. Like, Bridesmaids is a really funny movie. Pretty much all the rom-coms I've seen, like not all of them, but most of them I've seen. My wife's put me on to. Like Alexis, she likes rom-coms.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess I wouldn't call myself a rom-com guy, but I also wouldn't call myself like a rom-com hater. Like I'm kind of neutral on it. Like some I like, some I don't. Which is the same,
that's fair.
Just movies in general. But yeah,
I mean, Dua Lipa's husband was in a movie that you wanted to a rom-com movie that you wanted to watch. Eternity.
Yeah, I didn't end up seeing it. Did you see that?
No, I didn't end up seeing it either. But that's a rom-com that you wanted to see, and he was in it. Another cool concept. Another kind of interesting, like not a dystopian, but like a science fiction kind of because usually rom-coms kind of exist in just the regular world. You usually don't get like these
True. Heaven
rules of the world.
scenario
Yeah, exactly.
or a
But
mandate, a no
yeah,
sex mandate.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
In this episode, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be getting to the family meeting. We got the deep dive. We got the Filmmies, everyone's favorite segment, the 6 awards that we do at the end of the episode. But we're going to start out with the general thoughts. General
General thoughts?
So big rom-com guy. What'd you think of this one? One night only. What'd you think?
You know what? I actually think, first I'll say I enjoyed the movie. I liked the movie. I didn't love it, but I think it was refreshing just in the sense of like, it gave me a throwback feeling to like those early kind of rom-com movies that I did enjoy. Like it was very like just energetic. It was very random and they really go for it, which is what a lot of those movies do. Like you go back to a lot of like, I'm thinking it's not a rom-com. I'm thinking like Super Bad, like those kind of like 2000 movies that are kind of like raunchy and stuff like that, and are just like they're just going for jokes. Like in this scene, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it. They don't always land, but like in this movie, but like that's just there's never 100%. I've never went to any movie that's like yeah every single joke I laughed at, but I do think it's tough for this movie though. Even though I'm saying I liked it in a year where we got the invite and the drama. I think those are on another level, just in the sense of like how funny they were and just like the performances and stuff like that. And then obviously this movie's coming out on the back end of the Odyssey and Spider-Man, so like I don't see much like it's not a great year or timing for this movie, but I do think it was just I did laugh at this movie, which is what they're going for, which is what they're trying to do. So I had a good time in that sense, seeing it in a theater, which is always fun. That communal aspect where I don't think it was lost per se, but I think these kind of movies weren't getting made as much. Like I think we were getting a lot of our comedy from Marvel and like they'd be in horror movies and stuff like that, but just like a straight up like we're just going for some laughs. Like those movies kind of like I wouldn't say died, but they weren't as coming out as often. It was more of a risk to do these kind of movies in the last couple of years.
That's true. I don't know why that is, but no, I like this movie too. I thought it was I thought it was really funny actually. I thought the love story was a bit corny.
Yeah.
But at the same time I kind of expected that going in. You know, I know I'm going into a rom-com. What I like is like, is it earned? And I don't care too much about the story. Like I said, is it earned? I prefer that, you know, if it's like, you know, we get to the end and like I saw all the steps that these two people went through and like why they ended up together. And I guess it's more like, are the moments earned? Like, is there something that they went through where I'm like, oh, that doesn't really make sense, but they went through it. But again, it's a rom-com. I really don't care that much about that kind of thing. So yeah, it was a bit corny. There was some stuff I didn't like about it, which we'll touch on. But overall, you're right. Like you're going for laughs. I laughed. It was a weird mix for me though, because there are a lot of unpredictable things in this movie that I didn't see coming, which I thought was really great. But then there was also some moments that I found really predictable, and I was like, oh, that's kind of lame. So overall, the story was pretty like fun and eventful. Like there was a lot of crazy things happening. But yeah, so story wise, I was like, it's okay. Like you said, I didn't love it, but it was funny. I had a good time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I think it's tough just because the drama and the invite exist within the same year, and those movies were very
Really good.
I got some really good laughs out of those movies, and I got some good laughs in this ones too. But it's just tough in the comparison. I was just like doing my Rolodex of like what other comedies came out this year.
Well, I think it's the others. It's what I'm saying is like my beefs with the movie is like I wouldn't say that the love stories, because the invite is that even a rom-com? Like you kind of get to it,
true.
And like there is some like deeper stuff that they talk about, which is great, honestly. Like that's what I mean. So that side of the movie, I think is really good. You know, like, it gets deeper. And in the invite, like there are in the drama, there's like a serious subject matter in there, and like the love beats, like they go through some really low lows. So like when they, when things happen, like you feel maybe a little bit better. They feel a little more earned in that sense. So I love that from that aspect. This one's a little more surface level, so it doesn't get that credit for me of like those high highs in the movie. But as far as like comedy wise, it's like it's funny. This movie's funny.
Yeah. It is interesting, like you making that comparison, because I was thinking about that too. Like even when I was like, for whatever reason, after we watched this movie, I started just like going through like all of, like the comedy, like rom-com movies, and then I was sitting there kind of defining. I'm like, yeah, what makes something, like what is that fine line? I'm like,
Hmm.
there's comedy in this, and there's a romantic element to it, where like either it's the girl or the guy that you're following is trying to meet somebody or wants to meet somebody in the end or ends up with someone in the end. Is that the part that makes it a rom-com? And like if it's raunchy, like where does that line fall? Like American Pie, for example, it's it's raunchy comedy, but there's also this element of like trying to find a partner, trying to find love, where it's like
They're
there
not
is that
trying to find
element of it.
love.
Well, no, at the end, it kind of
Hmm.
does come to that. You know what I mean? Where like he basically finds the girl he's looking for,
Yeah.
kind of
And I guess in
thing.
this movie, a lot of it is not really trying to find love either.
That's what I mean. That's why I'm saying that's why I'm like, where is that fine line? Like you got movies like super bad, where it's a little different. Like, yeah, it's a lot of times it's like these guys are looking like, oh, I'm trying to like hit or whatever. And then if at the end of the movie they find a girl that they actually really like, I'm like, well, that's kind of how rom-coms go. It's like this whole
Yeah.
journey, in the end you find someone you're looking for. And like all that in between, it could either be really raunchy or it could just be like not as raunchy. And it's just like, yeah, it is interesting. That's how you get there in the end. Like what defines it? Is there like a strict definition? Probably not, because it's like it's all open,
I
genre
think
bending and all that.
I think like those two movies, for example, that you're talking about, like American Pie and Superbad, you don't really get the perspective of the girl.
Yeah.
It's kind of just the guys chasing the girls, and then like you say, sometimes they end up with like a girl they really like and stuff. So maybe that's the deciding factor. Like, do you get to see both sides of this love story and how they come together versus
Mm.
just one, like a guy trying to find a girl?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, maybe that is it. I don't know.
I mean,
Again, I don't know if there's a
there is no, like, it doesn't matter, like the
yeah.
genre, what you call something at the end of the day doesn't even really matter. But if you had to like
No, yeah,
create a
definitely not.
line, I guess.
Yeah, no, for sure. But
um
uh,
another point thing I liked about this
mm.
movie was just kind of like there's always just people in the background making out and
Oh
just
yeah.
grabbing each other. Like it's just, which is, I mean, in this whole world of like no sex mandate, you only have the 12 hours, it makes sense. Like everyone's
Yeah.
just trying to hook up at this time, like the whole world is. So I just like that they kind of kept that in the feel in the background. Like I don't know how many extras they hired for this movie, just like, yeah, your job is to just stand here back here and make out with this guy for this whole scene.
No, that part that's a nice touch too. First of all, like also it being in New York too, it
Mm.
feels like, and actually being in New York, like a lot of times it's like, oh, New York's too expensive. I don't know how they managed to get it in New York, because they always feel like they didn't even shoot Spider-Man in New York.
Yeah.
Disney was like, this is too expensive. Let's go to Glasgow. And somehow they got to shoot this all over New York, which I'm like, damn, I don't know how they did. I guess a lot smaller scale.
Yeah,
So
they're
it's
not
like we
shutting
can
down
just do
streets.
yeah. But that was also just like a cool element too, where it's just like I feel like, damn, I guess I haven't seen New York in a movie in a while. Like even Scream 6 was supposed to be like the whole thing was like, oh, Ghostface is in New York, but it was in Montreal.
Mm.
They couldn't even do it in New York either. So it's just like I always just felt like we don't get to see that. And I think another element too, like you talking about people being in the background, also people just always checking out, like what's it called? What's his name? What's the main guy's character again?
Owen.
Owen? Is that Owen?
Yeah, Owen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Owen. Like when he's just walking around, there's like girls just checking him out, or guys are checking out Ali too. That's just a nice touch too, because everyone's like, and they're not the only ones on the prowl. There's other people walking out there, and they're
Oh
like,
yeah.
do I want to get at that guy, or do I want to get at that girl? Like, it's
Yeah.
just like a
The
nice little thing.
the whole New York aspect too is just really, I think it totally works like in this kind of movie where, they go their separate ways and they just keep running into each other, like these chance encounters. Like when you place yourself in Manhattan, like in such a busy and dense and crazy place, like those encounters are just so unlikely that
Mm.
when it happens and when it feels like earned from the story, I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun, you know. And then there's the whole
Mm.
she's looking for an Empire State Building moment, and the thing with the lighthouse, like there's actual like charm. I feel like his apartment too, like going up those steps and like that. I don't know. I feel like it really feels like New York, and it kind of works its way into the story too.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. But
I will say before we
yeah,
get into the family meeting,
family.
yeah, I walked into this movie. I was a little bit late. You know, I got to the theater kind of like I got to the theater like right at the start time, and I was like, oh,
Okay.
that's normally fine, right? You get, you know, there's previews, all that stuff. But
Mm.
I was going with Alexis, and it was like, you know, it was like our
Yeah.
date kind of thing. We're going to this movie, so like we're going to get popcorn, and it was just like packed, man. Spider-Man
Oh,
so
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
about to go, so like we were waiting in line for popcorn. So I walked into the movie. It was during the countdown of
Okay.
like of right when the mandate ends or pauses. Um, and obviously I got from context, you know, he was gonna propose to his girl, and she said she wanted to hook up with a different guy, so like they kind of broke up.
Mm.
Is there anything else that I missed?
Did you miss her? Did you see the part of her filming the commercial, like her singing the commercial?
No, I did not see that.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. I mean, I guess there was a joke you missed that probably made no sense to you later on.
I think I know what you're talking about, like the lighthouse at the lighthouse.
Well, not even that. Like when right before she's about to sing on stage, like at that party.
No, I missed that. You'll have to let me know when we get into the deep
Because like
dive.
obviously it's the
Or you can do it
song
now.
at the end. The song at the end in the lighthouse is when that's the song that's her singing.
Yeah.
So you got that. But there was the joke when they're asking like, "Oh, do you sing? Do you do anything?" And she made like she's like, "Oh, I don't really like the kinda." And then she started singing that song.
Yeah.
That was like she's like, "Oh, I do like a little, you know, like I wanna," and then she's like, I do a little bit of that." And they were just like that part killed me too because I was like, okay, that's actually pretty funny. But I guess if you until at that point you wouldn't know what the fuck she's talking about.
Well, I did see her like when she goes back to her apartment, she starts like playing the piano, and she has that guy's poster, and so
Mm.
I was like, and she plays the piano with the other guy, so I was like, okay, I think she's a singer, or like an aspiring singer. So I kind
Yeah.
of got that a little bit, but no, I didn't see that.
Okay, I think that's the only thing you really missed then.
Yeah,
I
I didn't think there was
and
anything
you
that
saw the.
important.
I mean, the big thing of like, oh, what's it called? The whole his girlfriend being like, "Oh, I'm gonna sleep with someone else." Like that. At least you saw that because that's a pretty big part.
I didn't see that.
At least
I just
oh, you didn't see that.
No, he said that after.
Oh, okay.
So that's
I'm
how
trying
I
to
got
think.
it
Did
from
you?
context.
I don't even remember like the runtime of like when that happened. Like, did you? No, this is probably way further. Like when he's in the bar talking to Julia Rose's character.
Julia Fox? Yeah,
Julia
I
Fox,
saw that.
Julia Rose. Okay,
Julia
so you
Rose.
saw that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
saw
I got
enough.
it pretty good. I wasn't really confused. I think I got it.
Okay. Yeah. That's crazy though. Like how packed it was that
dude,
I could only imagine because of Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Oh my
was.
goodness.
It's always crazy too, because then I walked out of the theater and there's like nobody in line. I'm like, I get it, like everyone's in their movies now, but like, dang,
Yeah.
we got to stagger these start times or something.
100%. But I think it's time, huh?
Time for the family meeting.
Let's get
I
into
don't
it.
have friends. I got family.
Boom. All right, welcome to the family meeting, ladies and gentlemen. I asked on our Instagram story this week, you can only watch movies one day a year, and you have to pick a genre. Which one are you going with? And the results on action, 25% of people chose action. It's actually pretty evenly spread. 25% on action, 25% on comedy, 12% picked drama, and the remaining 38% picked horror. So horror gets the win, but pretty evenly spread out.
Yeah, which I was surprised that horror won. To be honest, you get one night a year, and y'all want to be y'all want to be
scared.
terrified.
I mean, there's
Yeah,
just some
because
people
not
are
even
just
I
horror
would
lovers,
pick that.
man. No, you wouldn't.
That's true. I'm wearing a horror shirt, and the only reason I wore it because there's some hearts on it and stuff. It's my it's my
Oh,
closest
okay.
thing to being adjacent to rom com. But
Love.
um, yeah, love is in there. But no, I wouldn't. I don't think I would even pick that, to be
What would
honest.
you
But
pick?
probably pick comedy. One night a
Mm.
year, I get to. I mean, I was saying 1 year I get to laugh, but because I could go to a comedy show, that's still allowed, I assume. But I think I lean comedy.
That's true.
I
That's
think I lean
true. Yeah,
comedy.
comedy. I mean, because the way I thought of it, like, I feel like I'd probably pick action,
Mhm.
but also like the next year, if I picked action 1 year, then the next year I'd probably go like comedy, and then
Yeah.
or the next year I'd go like I'd switch it up year after year probably. But like if I'm like, okay, I got one day a year, like what movies do I want to watch? Like maybe bang out like the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Mm.
That'd be
Where does
pretty
that fit?
sweet. I'd put that action. I
Okay.
guess like I mean I can only put 4 genres. Like I guess that's like
Yeah.
fantasy or
No, but yeah,
something like that.
that
But
works though.
or maybe it would be that I'd pick the movies that I want to watch, like a trilogy or a couple movies, and be like, okay, whatever genre that is, that's the one I'm picking. If it's fantasy, if it's action, whatever it is. I mean, I know it's not comedy or horror, but
Mm.
I guess I'd pick action. And then the next year, I'd probably go maybe comedy or drama. I like dramas.
Yeah, no, that's a good pick. Now I think about it though, like I feel like I talked myself out of it. Now I'm thinking I wouldn't actually do comedy.
Okay.
Because now I'm getting deep into it. I'm thinking I'm like, well, I can experience comedy outside of movies. Like I could go
Yeah.
to a comedy show. I could I could watch a funny YouTube video. Or I could listen to a funny podcast. I guess you could say you could also do that with all the other elements too. But
Yeah.
at least with horror, I don't think I could get that anywhere else in the sense of like actually being in a terrifying moment in my real life, which I don't want. I don't want that. At least with a movie, I can turn it off. But
Right.
I don't even. The funny thing is, like, I don't like going on roller coasters and stuff like that because that's actually terrifying, and I could actually die if all things went wrong. That's
Yeah.
all, like anything. But with a movie, it's like the chances of me actually dying from being scared is very low compared to me
Yes.
dying being on a roller coaster.
I mean, the odds are very low also on a roller
Yeah,
coaster.
I could imagine that the odds of me dying from being scared in a movie theater is a lot lower, though.
Maybe not.
No,
Maybe
I don't
not.
think so.
No, I mean, now that I think about it, like a roller, like that's really low odds. Like they wouldn't be a thing if people were just dying left and right? So like and I guess it depends on your age. Like
Yeah,
if you're old and you like a really shocking moment, like stops your heart or something.
a roller
Or
coaster couldn't do that.
yeah, that's true too. I guess it would be like if you had like a handful of popcorn that you had just put in your mouth, and then like a shocking and you gasp, and then it all like gets blocked in your
Yeah.
throat, and then you choke and die.
Yeah, no, that's
Obviously, still very low odds, but I don't
that
know.
is true. No,
Is it
that is
lower than a
true.
roller coaster?
And then like action almost kind of ties into that too. Action is a little bit of like being on a roller
Yeah.
coaster is like your own
Yeah.
like adrenaline rush of that, but there's also a little
Mhm.
bit of horror in that. I don't know. I think maybe
But
I'm
that's
flipping myself. I'm going back. I do horror. I'm with the majority actually.
oh, you go horror. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going horror.
Well, and like I said, maybe the next year then you'd go
Yeah, you
action or
flip it.
something.
Yeah.
You change it year after year. But yeah, it's an interesting question. It's kind of like when we did that, like you can only bring 5 movies to the deserted
island.
island.
Yeah.
But that one, you can go with a more diverse section. This one, you got to pick a genre, which is tougher. But you had asked something on Reddit. I want to go to
Yeah, I
Reddit.
went on Reddit and it's pretty similar. Like I put movies are outlawed. You get one night a year, and what's your double feature? So for whatever reason, I decided like instead of giving people one movie, let's just do 2, see what they say. I gave actually a little more restrictions on it just because I wanted to like put it like in the comedy realm. So I said you're allowed to watch one rom-com and then just one comedy. What are you picking in that 1 year? So got a lot of good answers, honestly. But I'm just gonna give a couple, some of my favorite ones. One person said Orange Oni or Aoi says The Room twice. I don't know if you ever heard of The Room or do you know what The Room is.
No,
It's
I don't know
what
what that is.
It's supposed to be like one of like the worst movies of all time. People say. Like you ever heard of you ever heard of The Disaster Artist? You ever heard of that movie?
No.
No. So basically, what The Room is this guy, he made like he made his own movie. He produced it, self-produced it. He starred in it, and it's just like this really bad movie where it's just like the humor is not that funny, like the scenes don't make sense, like the storyline doesn't make sense, and it became so bad. Like it's so bad that it became like this cult classic of like this movie is so bad and unfunny that it got a second viewing and a whole fan base based off of that. And
wow.
And both James and Dave Franco and Seth Rogen all made a movie about that, about the making of that movie and making fun of that movie, which it's like this whole thing now.
Damn.
Where
have you seen it?
I've seen The Disaster Artist, but I've never seen The Room. Okay. And the Disaster Artist is hilarious because like I just named a bunch of funny guys, but yeah, no, it's I can only imagine how bad it is. They're actually doing a screening of it. I saw there's a screening of it like in the city, yeah, and I'm just like, do I want to go see it? Like it's so bad that it's laughable. Where I'm like, yeah, that makes it funny in its sense, but
maybe that's what he was going for. Why is everyone hating on this guy? Maybe he was going for like a satire, you know, like maybe like I'm making fun of movies here by making the worst movie. Like that's impressive if you actually are trying to make a good movie, and it's, I mean, something has to be the worst movie ever, I guess. But like,
yeah,
damn.
But yeah, no, I had to mention that because when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, that's one of those movies good. That twice he wants to watch that. One night a year, he watched The Room back to back. Another good answer, and really this just comes down to like movies that at least I've seen that I like. So Impossible Bet 3986 said The Sweetest Thing, which I've never seen. So it's wrong. I don't know if you ever heard of that movie.
Nope.
No. And then The Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was like, that's a good one. Yeah, I wasn't. I don't know why I wasn't thinking kids comedies, but like that works too. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Shout out David Spade. I love David Spade.
Who is he in that movie?
He's Cusco.
Is he?
Yeah.
Damn. I did not know that.
Yeah. I honestly didn't realize that till later on in life where I'm like, yeah, now I listen back to it, I'm like, yeah, 100% sounds like David Spade.
I haven't seen that movie in a million years, so like I don't remember what he sounds like, but I guess he sounds like David Spade.
If you watch it, you'd be like, oh yeah, I don't know how. Okay. Well, you're gonna say, how did I not realize this? You were a child and you didn't know, you didn't even know who David Spade was. But
yeah, exactly.
The other one we got, which this is a great double feature. Well, based off the hype of people liking it, and then the second movie, Kitty Librarian said The Wedding Planner, which I've seen a long time ago. It's Matthew McConaughey and J-Lo. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
No,
but
I've heard of it.
And then Tropic Thunder.
Okay,
it's a classic one. And these last two they were really good. What's it called? Comprehensive East 376 said Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
No, but again, I've heard of it.
Said, and then Old School.
Old School.
That one's a Will Ferrell movie.
Oh, okay.
It's like these guys go back to college. Guy. Yeah, me neither. But a lot of people say that's funny. And like, even though I'm not a Will Ferrell guy, I will always give him the credit that I think Step Brothers is really funny. And Blades of Glory, I think that movie is really funny. But for the most part, I don't really like his movies. But those movies, I watched those and I was like, all right, you got me. You got me.
Elf is a classic in our home around Christmas.
Okay.
Gotta watch Elf every Christmas. So like I respect the Will Ferrell bit. Like he always like commits 1,000%, and I respect the hell out of him. And I think he's funny. I just think, I don't know, for some reason, like some of his like characters, some of the bits, I just don't like. They just don't work for me, some of them. But like I don't know, it's a weird way to explain.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
I do think he's funny, but sometimes it doesn't work. I don't know.
Nah, I get you. And I feel like it's, especially with those Saturday Night Live guys, and like it's really, you're in on them or you're not. Like I think we said this before, but it's like the Adam Sandler thing or some of the Kevin James. Some people don't like them. Some people don't like their fun. They don't think they're funny. Some people are all in on them. So it's a hit or miss with those guys because they're really going for it. That's the thing. You really like them going because they don't go half in on a joke.
No,
they're going all the way.
Yeah.
And the last one, this one was an attack at me personally, so that's why
Damn.
I added it in here. So I thought it was funny because I said, "What's a comedy that you want?" And this crazy name, Smoke Meth 204, said your birthing video 2 times. I want to watch that.
Wow. Is that
Yeah,
that's funny?
I don't know, but I was personally attacked by him, or
Damn.
her. I don't know.
That's a,
I was
Reddit is
too,
a
I was
strange
like,
place.
I was like, my birthing video. Like, why is that a comedy? I don't know. Like, it's a joke that you were born. I don't know.
Maybe. Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's the joke. I don't know.
You're a
It's not
joke.
very good one.
Yeah. It's all right. It's whatever.
Yeah.
But I want to throw it in there. What about you
Okay.
though? You don't necessarily have to say because again, you're not like necessarily a rom-com guy. But if you ever had to pick 2 comedies,
yeah, I'm not
first thing comes to your head?
versed. I'm not well versed in rom coms, but I guess I'd pick like, does We're the Millers count? That's a funny movie.
Yeah, that counts as a comedy. I don't know if it's a rom-com, but that could be your comedy pick. That's a good one.
Sure, I'll take that in comedy, and then in rom com, I'll go with like just go with it. Another Jennifer Aniston movie. Actually, we'll double up on the Jennifer Aniston.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. I was thinking about this. Sometimes I do this. I was like, I didn't even think of an answer for myself. So I scrambled and found one. And I went with 2 movies that are pretty recent. So it's more so me just giving love to them. People never heard of it. I picked Palm Springs. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
No.
It's Andy Samberg and I always forget to ask the actor's name, but she's the one that plays the mom in How I Met Your Mother. She's the one that ends up being the mom.
Oh,
I forget her name, and she's the Penguin's daughter in the Penguin show.
Yeah.
But it's those 2, and basically the concept of the movie. It's kind of like Groundhog Day, actually. I mean, not kind of. It's Groundhog Day. They're at a wedding, and they're what's it called? They get into this loop where they keep reliving the same day.
Yeah.
And but it's just like in this wedding setting, and it's not necessarily like when they die it resets. It's just like they know when the day ends, they'll flip back into it, which I guess is kind of like Groundhog Day. That is actually no, it doesn't matter if they die, then it just automatically resets. But it's pretty funny. I'm a big Andy Samberg fan. I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
Freaking hilarious in that. The whole Lonely Island stuff, Jizz in My Pants, like all those songs, Dick in My Box. That dude is absolutely hilarious to me. So like I was like, I've never seen this movie. It came out during 2020, like this is COVID time. So like it was one of those movies that just came out. I think it went straight to streaming. Yeah, but I recently watched it. It's pretty funny. Okay. I highly recommend if anyone hasn't seen that. And then The Roses, which is another this one is not. I played more comedy, but it's Benedict Cumberbatch, and I also forget the. I'm not terrible. I'm forgetting all the women actors.
Yeah, you're not giving the women any love. Jeez, man, what the hell's wrong with you?
Producer's shaking her head at me right now. I think she's looking it up.
Yeah,
Olivia Colman. Olivia Colman.
Yeah, the men and their. And their partners. Yeah, that's
Dua Lipa. Yeah, you're the opposite. You're saying Dua Lipa's husband.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the only ally on this. But don't worry, I'm evening out. I'm evening us out.
Yeah, exactly. I did it on purpose. Just because the way the episode started. But no, that movie's really good. It's based off a book, and basically the concept is like they're a married couple. They have 2 kids, and one guy's an architect, and then the wife is a struggling like in like her profession, and then it kind of like flips, and like he's starting to struggle and then she's starting to do well, and you kind of see how like that dynamic like changes their relationship and everything going on, and like the humor is just absolutely hilarious. It's just like it's so absurd. It's very British, I would say, like in the humor and stuff like that, which like I love British kind of humor. But that movie came out like last year, and I think it's funny, and Andy Samberg's in it too, actually.
Oh wow.
He's not a huge role, but
Andy Samberg.
I'm doubling up on Andy
Jennifer
Samberg.
Aniston.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going with the 2 double features. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Is that it? That's it for Reddit?
That's it. That's the family meeting. Yeah.
That's the family meeting. Time for the deep dive. I'm going to give a spoiler warning as we get into this. If you haven't seen One Night Only, I don't, for whatever reason, dude, I keep forgetting like the name of this movie. I keep like thinking about it to myself, or if I'm mentioning to someone like I went to see this movie or I'm going to see this
Mhm.
movie, I just can't remember the. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Like, do you say a different name or you just forget it completely?
Um, I guess I just could forget it completely. Yeah,
Okay. All right.
I don't know.
I mean, it just
I don't
came
know.
out, so I don't know how you haven't had that many times to really mess it up, but I hear you.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's not really a thing I normally do. Anyways,
Yeah.
if you haven't seen the movie, we're gonna spoil it from here on out. Fair warning. The first thing I wanted to talk about was like when they, you know, when they just bump into each other on the street
Mhm.
for the first time. I thought I saw that. I was like, oh, that's how they meet. Like they're just gonna meet randomly. They bump on the street, and then they're just gonna go and go on some dates or like spend the day together, and then they're gonna come together. I was like, oh, that's kind of lame. Like again, I know I'm watching a corny rom com, but like that's a lame way to meet. You rate your characters just bumping into each other in the street, and then he throws up and messes the whole thing up,
Yeah.
and then they go their separate ways. And I was just like, oh, that's a perfect expectation subversion because I was like, oh, this is kind of lame. And the movie's kind of like pointing at me like, I got you. You did think we were going to do this lame thing, but we're going a totally different direction with it. They go their separate ways. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree, and like I think that's what the beauty from this trailer was, because I think in the trailer what they show you is like my expectation for the movie was like, okay, they're gonna meet at some point, and it's gonna be like this thing where it's just like, you know what, maybe we should like go on like a nice date first, like let's actually like get to
Yeah.
know each other, and like which isn't a bad thing, but just like in the context of this world, would just be really corny where it's just like, okay, what are we doing here? Like I thought we were gonna like
Yeah.
let's do the thing. We're in this world. So let's have them go around and mingle and try to see like what works and what doesn't work. But from the trailer, it makes it seem like they like she comes to his pizza shop and then like they kind of like have a date and maybe like they go around the city and like maybe wild stuff's happening around them. And then eventually they'd be like, you know what, maybe let's wait. And then like that's what I expected. But the fact that like you said, they first meet and then she pukes and then she's like, ew, you're gross. And it's like, oh, wait, I thought they were immediately
Yeah.
gonna spark like on their first meeting. I'm like, okay, this is great. Like we're gonna get to see them kind of like go around the city and wildness is gonna happen.
Yeah. Like it just immediately to me, I was like, oh, that's where do we go from here?
Yeah.
Because like they have to come together again at some point, and they didn't like take down each other's number, like set a meeting for later on. So I was like, oh, this I'm interested. Okay, you got me on the hook. Where are we gonna go from here? I thought that was cool. And then we get all these cameos
Yeah.
at the start of the movie. I did not know that any of this stuff was gonna be in here. That was really great. I mean, you mentioned Julia Fox.
How crazy. Yeah.
There was a bunch.
No, how crazy is it that like 1 week ago I'm saying how I'm upset how much Marvel put in their trailer and these guys put nothing in their trailer. Like there was so many like I'm not even saying like, oh, this is I got way better surprise than this than Spider-Man. It's just a funny contrast where I'm just like there's so much that they didn't put in the trailer where I was like, oh man, this person in this person's in this. Like fucking Pete Davidson is in it. It's just like that's Marvel's Hulk. They would have put Pete Davidson in the fucking be like, hey, he's in this by the way. Go watch this movie, even though he's in here for like 2 seconds. Or like, hey, like just show all the faces. Just show that we're gonna have a quick cameo of that. We're gonna show freaking Glenn Powell's face in here, like stupid shit like that.
Was so
where
funny, dude.
that was hilarious.
It just worked to get a good. I mean, Pete Davidson comes in and that like they just have a good little bit. Like, wait, you don't have anybody? Look at you, you're amazing. I'd fuck you. Like, what's going on? That was a good bit. And then just like, she's gonna sleep with this guy. Like, is he better looking than me? And it's Glenn Powell.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my God, that's so hilarious. He just didn't see that coming at all. And he's talking to Julia Fox that I didn't see coming. And then he's swiping on the Tinder basically.
Yeah.
And then Sydney Sweeney just swipes across the screen for like a second. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And even just the fact that his mom is Molly Ringwald, she's hooking up with LeVar Burton, and like there's a whole bunch of other ones. Like when she goes to the bar and she's talking to like the guy that works for the company that does the wrist things, like that guy was in the Sheep Detectives actually.
Yeah.
And then like the two dudes that both wanted to sleep with her, like those are comedians too, I think. I don't know all of their names, but like there was a bunch. It was really cool.
It was. They splattered them all over, which was great, which is they protected. I mean, again, I think this movie, like I don't really care too much on like getting into like box office, like, oh, is it gonna bomb or whatever it is. I think it'll do good on the back end. Like once it goes to streaming, I think people will probably like find this movie like, oh, this movie's actually pretty funny. I think there's an uphill battle because Odyssey, everyone's seeing Odyssey and Spider-Man. So like
Yeah.
it'll be hard for them to get like a big box office in general. So like I think they were like, let's not just throw everything in the trailer because like we're an uphill battle anyway. But it was nice to get that, just like to have all these things that we expected going in, and we're like, oh snap, like I didn't expect to see this person, or like I didn't realize that how far they're gonna go with like certain bits and certain jokes in this movie. I'm like, oh, this is hilarious. Like the trailer didn't look this chaotic, but the movie is so chaotic.
Yeah. No, that stuff was really good. I almost wish though, I guess, that they were kind of sprinkled throughout a little bit more. They were, but like it's still kind of like front heavy. Like they're all mostly in the start of the movie, and then the characters kind of go off and they're doing their thing, Owen and Ali, and they don't really pop up anymore. I kind of wish they were just like because I liked it so much. Whenever I was just like, oh, what the heck, this guy's here, that I just kind of wanted more of it, and like there was a lot. So maybe if you just kind of like spread it out a little more evenly throughout the movie, so that it could be like a shocking moment, just like a little more like longer throughout the runtime instead of like all at the front. I feel like I maybe would have liked that a little better, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, I feel
really
you.
good.
I feel you on that. You know what actually was one thing too. It just reminded me too the whole, because when they did the Glenn Powell thing, I was like, oh, that's like a nice little touch thing. Like that's a cool little cameo. When they showed the Sydney Sweeney thing, and I saw her name, it said Bay, and I was like, okay, I was like, why did it not say like Sydney Sweeney or whatever it is? So I actually looked it up, and he did like his last movie is Anybody But You, and that's with Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney, and her name in that movie is Bay. So it's almost kind of like combining worlds, yeah, where it's like that character you saw in my last movie, like she's also like in this universe kind of thing. Where I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like just to get them, hey, is it okay if I put you guys in my next movie? They're like, yeah, of course, whatever. Like we made the last movie together, it was fun.
Yeah,
so I was like, I didn't realize that until like looking it up later. But I was like, oh, that's a nice little touch.
Opening the Gluckiverse, the Will Gluckiverse.
Oh, yeah. Hey, he could have he could have expanded even more too. Like get a quick shot of Emma Stone in there. You know what I mean? Like because he did Easy A. So like just have her just like be on a dating site or whatever it is. Like you could just kind of just rope all of it in there.
Yeah, I didn't see the Sydney Sweeney Glenn Powell movie, but like, I mean, I know it's a rom-com, and I assume in classic rom-com fashion that they are together by the end of it. But now she's on Tinder. They broke up, and he's hooking up with other people. Like what happened?
That is true. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know how that movie ends. Which apparently people said that movie's pretty funny too. So maybe I got to go back and get more versed in the
Gluckiverse.
What a crazy! That's a perfect last name for a guy that makes rom-coms.
Gluck, is it?
Yeah, the Gluckiverse.
All right, I kind of just wanted to. I feel like I like going through movie, especially a movie like this that's pretty like episodic. Kind of like they have this run in with these people, and then they go into the next one. So if you kind of want to run down that way, like their first attempts at hooking up, right? Because that's what they're trying to do. They're out here, they're trying to hook up with people, and then so Ali meets. I looked up his name was Bernard. Apparently, I didn't remember the guy on the piano that they have this duet with. And then Owen and the girl that robs him. I don't think she had any. Actually, she had two names. Because she
faked.
Yeah, she had different names,
like Sydney or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter. Yeah,
so that's why I just wrote down the girl that robs him. But like Ali and Bernard, I thought that was really fun too because they're sitting at the piano, they do the duet, they have this chemistry, then they start making out. I was like, okay, they're gonna hook up. Because at the start of this movie, I was like, I know that Owen and Ali are gonna end up together.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess they don't know, but like I assume they're gonna end up together.
Yeah.
How is that gonna happen? And then she starts hooking up with this guy in the closet. I was like, that can't be right. She got to get with Owen. And then she goes back, and the condom got stolen. So they had to do this whole thing. But like, she goes back to his apartment, and like he's so perfect. Like he's got all the art and he's singing. I was like, he's too perfect. Like what's wrong with him?
Yeah.
Something's gonna be wrong with him. And I was just interested to see what it was.
No, that was good too. I like this idea of like the condom becomes like almost like an infinity stone that they're fucking searching for. Like it becomes like such this big, which it's funny like how the stakes can be so high and just like a small thing in this world, which is like, oh shit, a condom. Like we're gonna go diving into sewers for it. Like we're gonna like think about robbing people for it. Like it just like the small thing when you create it in this universe becomes like this big thing. But no, I when that started happening, when she was hooking up with that dude, I was like, okay, maybe it's gonna be a thing where it's just like maybe they have sex with other people, but it's more so by the end of the night kind of thing. Like I didn't know maybe what that was. Is like because it's 12 hours, right? Like they can necessarily don't have to just be with one person in that night. But yeah, no, I definitely felt like something does have to happen though, because this is early. Like this is the first guy.
Yeah, and like, did you just know it's not like this isn't the story? She doesn't end up with this guy. That can't be right. So. And then like the cops show up and I guess he was having sex, but like this still is his apartment and he still is a singer. I was like, oh, this guy's actually just like, he's nice with it. Like he clearly makes a lot of money and stuff. That was funny too though, when they're like, and one fake painting. She was like, I knew it. I knew that was fake. That was funny.
That was good. I also think it was funny too how like they went into it too. Like it was pretty, like we talk about like earning it, like obviously every guy and girl knows when anyone talks to them on this night, it's just like you're not just you don't want to just say what's up. You know what I mean? Like we everyone knows what this is about. So him coming over and her being like, oh, can I play something? She's like, okay, whatever. And him kind of just like earning that trust, like in an organic way where it felt like, oh yeah, he actually kind of won her over. Like he was just being goofy, and I was like, oh, that's actually kind of. I was like, how are they gonna do this? That was my thing. I was like, because everybody knows in this line, there's a lot of guys that are way too aggressive in this shit where it's fucking hilarious. Like when she kind of goes through like the like just like the montage of guys where I'm like, come on guys, like I know we know this night's about, but
you gotta like play the game a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
What was your favorite of that? I think my favorite, I like the magic guy.
Yeah, the
that
magic
was kind
guy
of funny.
was good.
Because then when you see her walking out, you see him doing the exact same routine with another girl. So he was just doing this. But I like the one too where it was another good flip where she's talking to the black guy and he seems like, a really nice guy. Oh, everybody here is,
weirdos.
Everybody here is weirdos tonight. And it's just such a classic rom-com thing. You always have people that are really weird or really selfish or whatever. And they're clearly like, this is not a good guy. And then the Prince Charming shows up and he's the super nice guy. So that's what this guy's doing. And then like his boyfriend or friend or whatever comes in, and that was just like I didn't see that coming.
I didn't see that coming either. He's like, oh, I'll do you first, he does me. It's just like, oh, okay,
or both of us, like how are we gonna do this?
No, the one guy with two, like the first guy that's when I was like, okay, these guys are crazy, where he's just like, oh yeah, hey, what's up? He's like, I live upstairs. He's like, I wouldn't have that much time, but like, oh, your outfit will make it pretty fast. I'm like, come on, dog. I'm like, say hello, introduce yourself first. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So these guys are going, but in their defense, he's probably like, whatever. Like, he's just like, I can just keep walking
Next
around.
one.
Someone's going to be
next.
like, someone's going to be like, yeah, sure, let's go. Whatever. Yeah, you're close.
Yeah.
It's been a whole year. Let's do this.
Yeah. And then with like the girl that robs him, that was one that was predictable for me. Like as soon as he was swiping and she was like, oh, I'm like, sends the location like right here. I was like, okay, that's a little, I wasn't right then. It was when he pulled up and she was on the phone. She's like, okay, now you turn over here and now turn this way and now come into the trees. I was like, oh, he's getting robbed.
Yeah.
I assumed it was going to be like a gang of dudes all
same.
like hiding in the bushes. That's not what it was. But as soon as she pulled out the straps, I was like, bro.
Yeah. Come on though. Yeah, exactly. I know you want to get some, but shit, man. Like, I guess there's
this
not a lot
is so obvious.
Yeah. I actually didn't even think, I thought it wasn't even gonna be a girl. I thought it was gonna be a catfish. It was just straight up gonna be like a dude there and he's gonna rob him. So like when the girl showed up, I was like, oh, it's actually the girl that she said it was. Like either whether it be someone that looks completely different or be a guy that's just the. But I was like, yeah, I was 100 with you. Like once you said the bridge thing, I'm like, okay, whatever. Maybe you just don't have an available apartment. But then there's like come into the bushes. I'm like, okay, this is way too sus.
Yeah.
This is way too
Yeah.
sus.
Yeah, exactly. I like that scene when at the corner store. That
Mhm.
was funny. Like the pulling the mannequin out, and when the people call them old, that was
Yeah.
funny. But like to me, it totally like I like the way the story came together. And this is what I was talking about earlier, where I was like, are the story beats earned? Like when they meet, when they have this next chance encounter at the police station, I'm like, oh, that like it makes sense, right? It's not like you just have them bump into each other in the street where like when that happens, I'm like, oh, I'm watching a scripted movie. Like that's just lame. Whereas like this one,
Yeah.
like, no, he just got robbed. So he goes to the police station. She was just with this guy that got chased out of the apartment, and then the police were chasing her. So she has to come into the police station. Totally makes sense. Boom. They have their next chance encounter, and then we can go from there. And he's got this like the Knicks shorts and the NYPD jacket, the big ass boots. He just looks stupid. That was funny.
No, that was there was one thing. There was one movie where one part in the movie where like I audibly gasped. Like I can't even remember why it happened. Oh, I think it's when the cops pulled up. Like, is it the when the cops pulled? Oh yeah, it was when the cops pulled up, because I guess he assumed that the cops were there. Yeah, because she thought like, oh, you stole the condom and like we're finding you, whatever, right? And she grabs the condom, she puts it in her mouth. I was like, that was in the sewer.
Oh,
like,
that's true. I didn't even think
I was
of
like,
that.
oh my God. I was like, that is disgusting.
You're right, but you like you said, this is an infinity stone. You can't lose it.
I know, but I audibly gasped when that happened. I was like, oh my God, it's disgusting.
You know what? If I would have thought of that, I probably would have too, but I didn't even think of that. You're right. That was in the sewer. Maybe she hit it with a little Clorox wipe.
Maybe.
You know?
Maybe. But
probably not.
We didn't see it, so like my mind immediately thought like, oh man, she put that was in the sewer and just went in her mouth.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah, the one moment is just a stupid thing, which is again, it's those are always the things that get you in these comedy movies where it's like it could be like a straight up joke or it's just like this little stupid thing that it makes you laugh. And like when they're chasing her all around and they're like, wait, stop, and she's running back and forth, stop, and then she's like holding a leaf.
That was good. That was good.
I'm like, oh yeah, that's good. They don't see you now.
Yeah. That's good.
That took me out
good.
for whatever reason. I was like, oh shit, that's so stupid, but it's so funny.
Yeah, you're right. That was a good one. That was good. So from the police station, they go to the party.
Yeah.
You know, they're walking out and this is where they have this conversation. They kind of like set up this. I mean, it's a classic thing when you're flirting with someone, you kind of make fun of them too. You know, like your legs don't make sense and his ears are too big. Like it's kind of funny. Which comes back later, which I there's always stuff I feel like that's always going to come back later and be like, see, I remember this about you or whatever. So like the coffee thing, like that was something like, oh, you got to know, you know this guy, right? How does he take his pizza? And she does like, no, coffee with 3 sugars. I was like, oh, that's coming back.
Yeah,
that was one that 100%. I was like, yeah, that's coming back. The legs thing and the ears thing, those are just like constant kind of like callbacks to that stuff. It just works. Like I said, it's kind of corny, but like I knew that going in. It works.
No, 100%. And just like little things that are earlier that like just come back as funny jokes. Like when she comes back and sees him at the pizza place, he's like, oh yeah, we're closed. Like, oh, I know the owner did it. And then she's like, I was like, oh, I'll take a cheese pizza. Hold the KY jelly though. Just because he had the KY jelly from earlier. She's like, oh, you're having a fun night, huh? Yeah. And it's just like her seeing the KY jelly. I'm like, oh, okay, that's like a thing. And then it comes back in a joke later. I'm like, that's funny.
That was crazy too. Cause like for one, a condom is this hard to get, but they're just giving out KY jelly for free. Like they're just giving out this lube for free when a condom is this hard to get. And when he goes to the store and he's trying to do it with a glove. And I'm like, bro, you can't be doing that.
Yeah, I know that's absolutely crazy.
How would that even work?
I don't know. And I think immediately she'd be like, "I'm not that desperate. I'll find someone else." Like, you're not putting that inside of me. Like, that's insane.
But like, because there's no way his penis fits inside a finger of a glove. Like, I'm giving him a little more credit. He's got Dua Lipa. You know what I mean? He's married Dua Lipa. I'm giving him a little more credit than that.
No, 100%. I think also too, like, I guess to go to your point, do people really need? Well, actually, I don't know what people are doing. I was gonna say, do people need KY jelly? And people are doing a lot, but I feel like there's enough pent up buildup that people are like, I don't need that. I think we're gonna be good. I think everyone's gonna be ready to go.
See, but that raises some interesting questions in this world where it's like, what if you're on your period during this day?
Oh fuck.
Like, like I mean, it's you could just do it anyways, and
Yeah,
just
you just do it. I think you just do it anyways. I think
yeah,
it's one of those.
probably. But like also, what if you're just like sick, like you're sick as a dog, and you like, you know what I mean? Imagine like 2 days before the 12-hour things, you start like coughing a bit. You're like, no,
Yeah,
no,
sure.
no. You know what I mean? Like you just is that like it is what it is? You're sick. You're just kind of bone, or again, you just do it anyway.
Hey, I like how you say. I like how you almost said you're boned. You're like you're the opposite.
Yeah, true. You're not boned. You're not boned. Yeah.
But I think in this world, what it really comes down to, I think a lot of people be like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care if
Yeah.
I'm sick. I don't care if I lost a leg. Like this is my one night. Like I think
Yeah.
we're just gonna go for it. This is my one opportunity. One thing I guess they didn't really play into, which is interesting too. Like, well, I guess they touched on a little bit. Like there would have been, I imagine like a marriage would have gone up like crazy during these times,
Oh yeah.
just so people could do it. And then, do they make it harder to get a divorce? Maybe, like I feel like that's kind of what you'd probably have to do in this kind of world, where it's just like, because otherwise everyone would be just getting married freaking every single day, like all
Just
throughout every single
yeah.
hour, and then getting divorced like 2 hours later.
Or
They probably have to
maybe
make that process.
maybe a marriage certificate is super expensive.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, because
Yeah.
that is a good point. Like Alexis and I were talking about too. Like on like after the movie, where like it'd go back to like the olden times where it's like you get married when you're like 18, and you just like
Yeah, that's
because you just like you have to like if you're even close to like I like this person, let's just get married. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
the advantage is so huge. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. No, 100. Well, do you remember what the reasoning why they said like this world is like there was like that little moment where the guy's talking to that guy from, I don't know, was he from Japan or is from China? I can't remember which.
I missed the first 10 minutes, so I actually couldn't tell you.
You missed, you didn't see that part.
Yeah.
So I guess they kind of quasi explain the world. You're just like, oh, like we're trying to again, I guess I'm trying to say it. I don't remember. I'm trying to ask you to remember, but you didn't see it.
Yeah.
So I was trying to make sense of like why this even makes sense. Like why would you even
People
want
were
this to
just
be a
too
thing?
horny, or
Like
maybe it was like I think it was again, I'm just from like reading stuff after and maybe kind of getting context clues from like what I did see, which was obviously the vast majority of the movie, but um like a population control thing, like maybe people were having too many babies.
yeah,
Unwanted
maybe. I remember it.
pregnancies.
Yeah. I mean, it just become like it's like a control state thing. It's just like the government meddling and be like, hey, we're having these rules, these very strict rules. You can't do this, and like, hey, premarital sex is down, which is like I remember him saying that like, oh, the statistic. I'm like, okay, but what does that change? This is like if premarital
Yeah.
sex is down, like, is that helping something in a way? Like, I don't know, but
Or
it's interesting.
or is it just the values? If they're like, no, we want to,
Yeah,
pure
true.
American values. Is it that?
I think maybe it was a little bit of that, which is also interesting too, because um, I saw Will Gluck get in an interview, and they're saying like this concept is so interesting, where it's like this could exist in different, like this could almost be a horror movie. Like you can kind of like play around with this same kind of theme and like expand it in more, and you could play more into the sci-fi aspect of it, where this becomes almost like a I don't know, like a Blade Runner or whatever it is, where you get a little more dystopian and get a little more dark with it. It could be a thriller, it could be a mystery.
I was getting really dark when you just mentioned that. Like, if you think about it, because not every like in this movie, everyone's like, it's got to be, everyone's kind of like down for it, but you could get really dark and go like a sexual assault angle if someone's like,
Yeah,
I only got one day, and like, you know what I mean? Like, we're
yeah,
doing
no, that's
this kind of
true. It
thing.
could get
You
dark.
can get dark. You can get really dark.
It could almost turn into like a purge thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100% it could.
Yeah, you can get dark with it. But yeah, so then they go to the party. This was another kind of like, I guess not flip. It's pretty small. Like, it's kind of cool when they're like, oh, those people are going to this party. Let's follow them. And then they show up, and then they get in the car and they drive off. And then they're like, what? No, what are we going to do? And I was like, oh, damn, are they going to like, they're going to follow the car? Like, what's going to happen? Then the next one pulls up and you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of like ominous,
Yeah.
but also pretty cool. Like, it's like this high stakes party. Um, I will say I thought it was kind of lame when they get to the door, they don't let him in, they let her in, and then just like the owner of this place pulls up and is like, "Hey, you're good, come in, I like you." I was like, "Ah, that's
Yeah.
kind of lame. Why even do that? Like, just let them in, just let him in the party at that point from a story perspective."
Yeah, I know. I honestly thought it was gonna be one of those moments where I was like, okay, this scene is just gonna be her, and he's gonna get his own moment like outside
That
the
could have been
party.
interesting too.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was gonna turn into, but then it was just like, oh yeah, you can come in. Or I was like, okay, why did we?
Yeah.
Well, we just wanted to shit. We just wanted to shit on him in like for one moment, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Actually,
But
that's
yeah,
really
I agree with
interesting.
you.
That could have been cool if he was out in the parking lot and like he was just hitting on one of those those two girls at the door. Maybe that was the thing,
Yeah,
and like he was
security
trying
or
to get with
whatever.
one of
Yeah,
them,
true.
or one of the drivers then pulled up and like he was trying to get with one of them, and like, yeah, true, they could have like kind of separated for a little bit because he doesn't. I guess he's in there because like when she starts singing, like they can have this moment where they look at each other and
Yeah.
it's this really lovey thing. But like, I will say it was cool
Yeah.
though when she sings and like everyone's like got their lighters up and they're all loving it, and then we find out right after that she was just imagining it. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
because when they're all doing it, I was like, I don't know, she's not killing it the stage that bad. Like, and everyone's like
Yeah.
focused on themselves. I don't know about that. So that was a good little flip.
Yeah, I like how they added in that dynamic to her character where they're like, oh yeah, she daydreams. So like that little
Yeah.
thing was in the movie where it's just like every time you see something, not always thinking like, is this real or not? But like you forget like in a moment like that where it's like, oh, and then when you get further into like the pizza place when
Yeah.
like they're hooking up, and you're like, oh, okay, and then it's just like he's like woof woof, and she's like, wait, what? And then it's like, oh, he just then it turns into the phone vibration. I'm like, oh, okay, we're back to this. Like she's imagining things. So I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a nice little element where it's like, oh, okay, not everything you see is real, and it could
Mhm.
just be this thing you established with this character.
Yeah. Were you surprised that it was Ezra's party?
Yeah, actually, I don't know. I didn't
Okay.
see that. Did you see that?
Yeah, I kind of saw it coming because like I
Mm.
one she had his poster like in her apartment early in the movie, and even on the train, like he's the posters there and they talk about it, right? They're like, oh, what about this guy? Like, you like this guy? She's like, oh yeah, she's super hot. He's super hot. And then when they're going to the party, and then like they get in the car, and I'm like, oh, this is like a high stakes like fancy thing. I was like, oh, it's probably that guy. Like they set it up earlier that like she loves this guy so much
Yeah.
she'd love to hook up with them. It's probably that guy's party.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I should have thought of that, and I definitely did think I was like, well, this guy's gonna show up at some point. It'd be so weird for them to acknowledge this guy, have a whole conversation, but like, oh, he's just a 5. If he wasn't like a singer, would you like him? I was like, this guy has to show up at some point.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I didn't think he was gonna show up in that scene, but it was a perfect setting for it. This is gonna be a musician at this thing, so no, I didn't see it coming though. Oddly enough,
And then
even
he
with that
was
setup.
so freaking cringe, dude. Just like with his chin
Oh,
out, just like,
yeah.
hey, you know, come on to the studio, baby. He's just like, oh
Yeah.
my god, he was, dude. There was a moment that every girl in my theater, because there was a lot of like girls in the theater watching this. I guess
Yeah.
you know, rom-com. It's more, you know, more girls like it is more attractive, I guess,
Yeah.
to that audience. There was a moment where they all decided collectively that they weren't going to hook up. That like Ali and Ezra, it's not going to happen, and they all agreed at the exact same moment, just because you could hear them all like, "Oh, ew, no," because
Yeah.
like they go back to the studio, right, and he's like saying all this weird stuff and being really obnoxious, but it wasn't anything so crazy that it's like you can't come back from, because he still is a famous musician and she has a crush on him and all this stuff. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, you're being weird, dude, but like it's not that crazy. You can come back
Yeah.
from it.
Like him
And then-
fangirling about all the musicians
Yeah.
that been here and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you can come back from this maybe. And again, like the context of this night, like everyone knows what it is. It's probably a pretty easy situation. But like it's when he stood up on the piano, like takes all
Yeah.
his clothes and he's like, I'm gonna fuck Ali in the face and I'm gonna do it. We're gonna have sex. And like as soon as he said that, every girl in my theater were just like, oh ew. Like it was just like a murmur throughout the whole theater. Like,
Collective.
yeah. collectively they all got the ick at the exact same time, and Ali does too. It cuts to her and she's kind of like, she's not feeling it. So that's just that was the
Yeah.
point of no return for him.
Yeah, it really was. That was
as decided by
so
the
aggressive
female
too.
community.
I'm like, dog, like even with him, I'm like, I get you're a musician, it's that one night, but like even you, like, you don't think this is a little much?
Yeah.
Scream. I think the part that got me was when he was singing and she's jumped in and he was like, this isn't a duet.
Oh, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Oh my god, I laughed so hard at that. At that point, I was like, I don't know if you can't come back from that, but I'm like, you're pushing yourself to that line, and that took me out. This isn't a duet. I was like, yo, dog.
You're right. That I don't think. Well, like I said, as decided by the female community in my theater, that wasn't a point of no return. That was definitely something that they didn't like. But there's not the point of no return. When as soon as he yelled like, "I'm gonna fuck you in the face," they're all like, no, that's enough of that.
Insane.
They all decided.
Insane.
I just find it so funny that it was like it was clear that like I could just tell from the aura and the atmosphere in the theater that was like, okay, he's losing points. Boom. Nope, it's done.
Yeah, he's done.
It's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know how they all were connected. They all agreed at the same time. I don't know how that happened. It's pretty cool though. It's like a social experiment. It's kind of like a social,
it really is. 100%.
And so Owen then goes to the house with that older woman.
Yeah.
And then runs into like his parents and they have this freaking
bubble wrap. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that whole dynamic was absolutely hilarious between like Owen and I forget what was his character's name.
Oh yeah, he pulls up, he's like, hey there, champ, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. He's just trying to do like this thing where he's Troy.
Rick.
No, Rick. Yeah, he's like trying to like be like I don't even know what the word is. Like
stepdad or something.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like stepdad vibes, but also kind of like trying to relate with him. He's just like, stop trying to relate with me and using my mom as an example. Like it's not like you're talking about like I know who you're talking. You're talking about having sex with my mom. Like let's stop. Like let's cut
hey,
this,
buddy.
Right,
let's go. Yeah, he was funny. That was funny.
No, that was good. What'd you think about the whole like I guess like the pizza scene, like or like when they actually get to the pizza, like now this is the tones changed a little bit. Now it's become a little more serious and like
this is more of like like a classic rom-com scene.
Yeah,
I feel like where like you get to the end and the two characters either they've been at each other's throats the whole movie, like they hate each other, or they were with different people so they couldn't be together or whatever. And then you have this scene where it's just the two of them. And they're just talking to each other and they're realizing that they really like each other and, like they're going to be together type of thing. I also think it looked really cool. Like they kept the lights off, his doors locked. So you just kind of get the glow of his like neon sign that says the name and like coming from the drink fridges. So like, I think it looked great. And then the whole thing, like you mentioned, where we see them go hook up. He gets the phone call. She says, no, don't answer it. And they hook up. And then we find out she imagined that and says like, yeah, totally answer it. And then he leaves. And I was like, I don't know. Obviously from like, you're supposed to have this reaction of like, no, don't leave. Stay with the girl. And I was like, I guess I kind of got a little bit of that, but I was also just like, why are you leaving? Your fiance is, or not even fiance, who was going to be your fiance, says she wants to hook up with a different dude. Why you even said like she's gonna do this and then want to come back to me? Why are you falling for it?
I know.
Like what do you and you like this girl? Like what are you doing?
Yeah, I know, it makes sense. Yeah, that whole dynamic where I was just like, there's no way it makes sense for him. Not even like I'm like shitting on the plot or anything like that. Where I'm just like, just as that character, I'm like, dog, there's no way that you're gonna go back to her after she said that. Even if she's like, I changed my mind. What's said was said. That's too crazy for you to say. In this world, like, oh yeah, I'm actually gonna hook up with someone else tonight just because I've been thinking like, what? Like, nah,
that's freaking great. I've been waiting a year, and now you're telling me this? That's insane. Yeah, no,
absolutely insane.
You like that scene though?
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought, like you said, it was like classic kind of like rom-com-y kind of thing. So like, kind of expected it. They did like the whole flip of her, like, oh, she imagined that, him leaving, and I was like, okay, well, they're gonna come back. I didn't know. Actually, they're gonna end up at the Empire State. I didn't see the fact
Same.
that they're gonna go to the actual like
The
lighthouse.
lighthouse.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I didn't actually expect that.
I agree too, because like they got shut down, and he's looking for her. He can't find her, so he goes back to the house, and he's like, oh, his mom is like, what's the last thing you said to her? What's the last thing she said? And he's like, oh, I hope you get your Empire State moment. So I was like, oh,
Yeah,
she's gonna go to the Empire State Building, and he looks at his wrist, and it's like the bat, right?
yeah.
So to me, like from now knowing that they go to the lighthouse, he looked at that and like thought of her tattoo or whatever, and like thought of the lighthouse, and was like, okay, she's going to the lighthouse. But when I first saw it, thinking he was going to the Empire State Building, I was like, is this like a bat signal, like calling him to the Empire State Building? Like, are we just gonna hear like the bum 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 bum? Like, are we gonna hear some music? Like, it could have been a room for a little joke like that, like a little my calling to the bat to be Batman. But that I thought they were going to the Empire State Building.
I did think there was like, it looks so much like a Batman logo that I literally thought there was some kind of bit or some kind of joke with being centered around Batman, but they didn't go that route. Maybe they're just like, maybe it's a bit too expensive. I don't know. We want to give DC that bag. If I don't actually know that. I've always wondered that if you can just like say or talk about other things, like, can you mention Marvel, talk about characters?
You could definitely talk about I guess it depends. Like, can you say his name? Like maybe you'd talk around it a little bit, like not say his name, but like kind of, I don't know. Or like if you do play the music, I'm sure you have to pay them, or I don't know.
There's like the parody laws and the rules and stuff like that where I don't know how that works. But that was I didn't expect that. And I didn't did you think they were going to do the whole thing of like, let's wait?
I hated that. See, that was one of the things that like that's like ultimate corny. Like you got this, especially like if you're not in this world, where you can have sex whenever you want, and you have this whole crazy night with this girl, and then you end up with her at the lighthouse, and then things are getting crazy, and then you're like, you know what, let's wait a little bit, like let's get to know each other first. But like, you gotta wait a whole year. Like that's what this movie is about. Like you've been spending 12 hours trying to hook up. You're right here, like we got some time left. Like he's like, no, let's wait. I was like, that's stupid.
It is kind of corny. Which like again, you get these a lot in these kind of movies, but especially in this world, just felt so much like, come on, like you said, like you're thinking like, if I said this, someone's like, well, you just want them just on their first time meeting each other. I'm like, in this world, yes. In regular world, it probably shouldn't be in the same 12 hours you meet someone. If like you're like, oh, let's see if this works, let's kind of thing. You work it out, but like in this world, they gotta wait a whole year otherwise. It just seems a bit much.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you. And like she was like excited. She was the one that's like, oh, we still got a little bit of time. Like I almost wish he said that, and she was just like, what? Like you want to wait? Like come on. Like always. And then he's like, nah, you're right. Let's do this. And then they do it because
it's a comedy, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
It's
right?
not a drama. I expect it's a little more if it was like a drama where it's just like they're at the end, they're trying to like give you some kind of message. Where you could say there's some kind of like little bit of subliminal messaging in here, like just in like the concept of this world in general. But yeah, in this type of movie, we've done so many goofy things. The guy was saying about fucking someone in the face and stuff like that. I think we can end the movie on a note like that.
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
That was a little bit lame, but whatever. Did you think so when he goes to see his girlfriend and like she's kissing up on him and then he just basically leaves again right away? She's like, "Oh no, I didn't go through with it. I didn't do it." Did you believe her? I was like, "Nah, she did."
I didn't believe her.
Don't believe. Yeah,
I actually was waiting for like Glenn Powell to pop out of the freaking closet or something, or like I was just expecting some kind of because I didn't believe her.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
So that felt like a little bit of a wasted scene, I guess,
to show the disconnection from her.
Well, like, no, you just need. I think you need them to separate in order for them to find each other at the lighthouse, right?
Yeah.
So true. You need him to leave the pizza shop. You need a reason for him to leave the pizza shop. I feel like there could have been maybe a better one.
No, it's true. There's also one moment too that just came back to my head when she like goes. She's back at the apartment. She's looking at her phone, and like her friend that hooked up with that. I forgot the name of the guy that she hooked up with. Is like that guy that was like a prince or whatever.
Yeah, I read about that after because I didn't see that.
Oh, you didn't
yeah,
see that either?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh shoot. I forget that dude's name. Like it was like some. I'm gonna call him Jamal. I lack of a better name.
Damn, that's crazy.
But the one part when like she checks the thing, she's like her friend's crying. She's like, "Oh no, Jamal left me." Absolutely fucking like hard. Like I can't even remember what she said, but that part killed me because she was like, it made it seem like something bad happened to her. And then she like pulled the camera away and they're like, "Nah, we good. We're at the Empire State." I was like, "Oh my god!"
And she was like, "God damn it, that's crazy. That's crazy to send to the friend that doesn't have someone today."
Yeah, I know. I guess she didn't know. She was just because she didn't answer in her texts and stuff like that, so she assumed maybe she found someone in the end. But yeah, no, that movie is it's a wild.
Yeah, I think what I would have preferred, like with him leaving the pizza shop, maybe would have been because like you said, this movie is so chaotic. Like there's things that just happen to them. You know, like for him to leave just from the choice of being like, yeah, I'm gonna go see my girlfriend again. That's kind of lame. Yeah. You could have had like, I don't know, so like a car just like, or someone comes to the pizza shop is like, "Hey man, like I need you to open up here. Like I got this girl, but she doesn't want to hook up on the street and I got nowhere to go. Like let us use your back room or something." You know? And then they break the door or something and now he's got to deal with, you know what I mean? How something chaotic happened to them to force them to leave each other and then try and find each other where after. So for like, cause for him to just leave, I thought was maybe a little bit lame.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do.
But then when he comes to the her apartment and then he's trying to get in, he's yelling, "Ali, it's me." And then like those guys shoo him away. Like, "Oh, I'm looking for a girl, you know, legs don't make sense. She looks like this." That was kind of funny. And then for Troy, like
Troy was the kid or whatever.
He was amazing. For him to come back, he will be in the awards. We might have a certified already.
Oh yeah, we probably
just
might
right now. We probably do, but for him to be like, "Oh yeah, no, there was a guy here like calling for you," because I was like, "How are they gonna end up together? She's back here. He doesn't know where she is," and then he's like, "Oh, there was a guy here like yelling for you." I was like, "Oh, I didn't think of that he was there in the apartment." So that totally makes sense. That was cool.
Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing too because a part of me, the way that scene went, I was like, "Is this even the right apartment? Like, did he go to the wrong place?" Because I was like, there's just no one replying and like, where is she? So like when the kid did that, I didn't even think that was even gonna become a thing. Like I was still thinking in my head, like, how are they gonna meet? And then like that last minute thing was like, "Oh, there's a guy looking for you." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Okay, so it did work out. No, that was good. I did like that.
My last thing is kind of just like a little thing that I read was that the director, he said he actually had to tone down the sex and nudity because they had test screenings and it was toned down. So I was like, I don't know what it was before, but like, goodness, holy shit.
Like, did that change the whole rating too? I wonder too, or like, because I feel like it wasn't even that great. Probably like 14A, I could imagine. But I guess if you add more nudity and stuff like that, you probably have to bump it up, maybe like an 18A or something like that. I don't really know how those things work, but yeah, toned down. That's crazy.
It's rated R.
It wasn't even that crazy. Oh,
really? In Canada, it's 14A.
Yeah, we're a little more lax. I started realizing that with a lot of things I looked at movies. We're a lot more lax when it comes to the stage, which is funny. You'd think they'd be a little more lax. They're making the movies.
Yeah, I mean, this one, I don't think it should be rated R. Rated R is overkill for this.
No, definitely not.
I was thinking maybe like 18A. 14's maybe. Would you take a 14?
But there's not even nudity in the movie.
You see some butts.
It's like cut down, but it's just okay. It's just not that crazy.
Yeah, butts isn't crazy, but like the whole movie's about sex though.
That's what I'm saying. So I was like seeing a butt in a movie about sex. Like, whoa, what the heck? I thought I was watching a nice film with my.
No, but I mean, like, would you take a 14-year-old to watch a movie about sex?
Yeah, I guess that's true. But at the end of the day, these movies are like, for the most part, are targeted towards teenagers. Like we think we'll like a lot of those rom-com stuff, like Super Bad and like all these movies. Like who's to watch majority of those movies? Teenagers.
That's
Like
true.
The Hangover and all these like these raunchy movies, American Pie. Who was watching these movies? It's about
Yeah.
teenagers trying to
So
get.
I don't know. I don't know what the tone down, like what they toned. Maybe it was like because you don't really see people hook up a lot. Like you see them, like I said, they're in the background making out and
Yeah, see like
stuff.
their legs and stuff. You see people in like bras and underwear and stuff like that, and like they're kind of going into the motions. But yeah, it's not that crazy. It's interesting though.
So whatever it was, like maybe when he was hooking up with the older woman in his apartment, because like that's when you see them start like they get naked and stuff.
Yeah, that is true.
Maybe you saw a little more there.
Maybe
took out.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
No, I think that's it. I think we get into the filmies.
Let's do it.
Yes, it's that time of the show. It's time for the filmies, and this is the part of the show where me and Scott give out 6 awards. It's the movie you just watched. First award we have is our Ferris Bueller, aka our Lazy Award. So Scott, who gets your Ferris Bueller award for this? Who's the laziest person in this movie for you?
I had trouble finding one, so I kind of like it's kind of lame. Mine. I'm not gonna lie, but I give it to Owen. And honestly, it's possible that this is rescinded because if something happened in the first 5 minutes that I didn't even know about. But it's just for not having a condom in advance. Like, this day is coming. Like there's condoms are all sold out all over the place, which makes sense. Everyone's getting it for this day. And you just didn't do that. And so you go to talk to this Julia Fox at the bar. She said, "You have protection, right?" He's like, "Oh yeah. Now you're running around the whole city trying to find a condom. Like, you didn't plan that out in advance. Like, you were expecting to propose to your girl, and I'm assuming have sex that night. How are you going to do it with her?"
That's a very good point. It's a very good point. Yeah, and again, to help you out, no, at the beginning of the movie that wasn't explained.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, there was no like he had a box and it disappeared or anything like that. They never established that. So yeah, it is kind of weird when you think about it. I'm like, okay, well, what was your plan from the get-go then? Because apparently, because even though you're proposing to her, you're still not married. So it doesn't mean just because a ring was exchanged, now you can have unprotected sex. The rule for this is still that it has to be protected because it's not going to be official in this. Or maybe they're going to get it official in that same night. I don't know. Maybe that was the plan, but still,
I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it too.
See, because that was another kind of just overarching thing of like, because in that case you would need like someone at the city hall, or you need a priest or someone to marry you, and just the whole thing of like people working, right, when they're like shooting the movie, like, "Wait, you guys are shooting a movie today?" Like, "Yeah, no paparazzi." It's like, okay, but you also have your cameraman and you have your you have all these people working on this set. You'd have to be paying them $1 billion. Like
100%.
The girl babysitting is like, yeah, his mom gave me $5,000 to babysit because like surge pricing, right?
Yeah.
Like today, why would you be working today? That's like that. Why would you be doing that? Like cops, I guess, are essential, so you got to do it. Maybe there's a cop exemption you get the next day or something,
Yeah, man, it's freaking.
I don't know how it
cops
works.
going wild.
Yeah,
that's a whole other show of cops. Yeah,
yeah. But like the whole people working today, like no.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Besides, like the bodega people, they're getting some.
Yeah. Just from a
I mean, there's married
perspective.
people. Maybe that's what the assumption is, because they established that like married people can do whatever they want. So for them, like they don't necessarily have to they don't have to do anything on this night. So like maybe we just assume without them having to constantly say that like, yeah, I'm married. Like people always showing their wrists. So I guess you assume. I mean, Pete Davidson's character, no, because he's like, yo, let's hurry up. So clearly he's not.
I got a girl.
He's like, let's get it going. Yeah, let's get it going.
Yeah, so you're right. Maybe
That's
all
a good pick,
all the
though.
crew or all the crew other than the cast, they're all just married people. Maybe.
Yeah, that's how you put out the listings. Like, all right, we're filming on this day, only married people come through.
Yeah.
And then do your thing. But that's a good pick though. Owen was definitely lazy for that. He definitely didn't think ahead. He wasn't set up for that. I don't know what the heck he was thinking if it was gonna happen that night.
What's yours?
I ended up giving it to Danica, who was one of the, I don't know if that was her fake name or her real name, but it's the girl that robbed Owen.
Okay.
And I'm giving her the lazy award because she's already hustling, but I feel like she could have hustled harder. And it's only because of the bodega owner that was surge pricing the condom, where I was like, yo, all the hustlers of New York, let's go out to all the hustlers, even her. If you guys really want to make money, instead of just robbing people, just collect a bunch of condoms throughout the year, and you can be making bank that night. Just make a plan, and you can make a lot of money that night if you really want to make some money.
Or like when you're robbing people, just take condoms.
Like, what do you rob Owen? You get like a 20 on him or something, and you went through all that work versus just selling condoms on the freaking black market, and you can make bank.
True. Well, if that's the case, you can give that to. You don't even have to be a thief. Anybody, just stack up condoms and have them ready to go, and then make a whole bunch of money on the day of the. Was there a name of this date? Was it like the sex day, or I don't think there was a name.
I don't know if they had a date. I don't know if they had a date, but I just gave it to Danica just because I was like, I struggled with this too. It was hard to find. It was hard to find a lazy word. So I'm like, where can I pivot? I'm like, let me give it to Danica because if she worked a little harder, she could have found a better hustle. Is my thing. Fair. If you thought a little harder, and that's to me the condom thing is a better hustle than being on a fake dating app, and you're also doing more work. It may possibly, maybe so. I don't know.
And no, I actually I like it because she says like after robbing him, right? Like, oh, I wish we didn't meet at work. Like, you're actually pretty cute.
Yeah.
So like, this is like your thing. So like, I'm a hustler. This is my job. Like, this is what I do. So in that sense, you'd be like, okay, there's a better one just sitting right there. Like this, if this is what you do and you're like, okay, I'm planning this night. This is my work. I'm going to rob these guys. Why do that? Get condoms. And if you already have the hustling mindset, you're just hustling incorrectly.
Yeah, you're hustling wrong. That's all I like I'm saying.
That. Yeah. No, good. Yeah, you're right.
That's all I'm
good
saying.
Pick.
Thank you.
Good pick.
Next one we have pretty self-explanatory. Is the fit check. A lot of people are basically like half naked in this, so it's kind of so.
Whose body do you like?
Exactly. I don't know. Yeah, what was your favorite fit from the movie?
See, I went worst fit.
Okay, there you go.
And I gave it to Rick, who's like Owen's mom's boyfriend, and it's the bubble wrap fit. I was just like what that happened when he pulled up. I was like, there's like clips on his nipples or something, and I was just like, what's like what sexual position, like, or what are you sexually doing with bubble wrap? You know, she's like, we saw some clips on the YouTubes and we're like, but like what? Like what? You're wrapped in bubble wrap. What are you then doing?
I don't know, man.
Didn't make sense, and it doesn't look good. So he's getting my worst fit.
That's a great pick. And that's actually absolutely hilarious because I actually gave him my fit check for best fit. Not for that. Not for the bubble wrap. But I ended up giving it to him for a fit he had is near the end when he goes to talk to Owen. He's like kind of like trying to like console him, be like, oh, what happened to that girl, whatever. And he comes out kind of like in this button up that I was kind of feeling. It was kind of like this brown button up. And it had like, I don't even really know what the design are. It kind of gave me like this deserty kind of like feel to it. And I don't know, just messing with it. Because again, this movie was kind of hard to give like fits. Because a lot of people are like, it's like clubby fits. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are wearing like bright dresses. The guys are kind of like wearing whatever. So it was like, nothing's really standing out to me. But I kind of messed with that button up. It's pretty simple. It was just something I was like, you know, I'm going to rock with that. And it's also tough too because I was like, you're always scanning in these kind of movies when you watch it live. And it's not like at home.
There's they even make fun of Owen's fit. They're like, she came dressed like that and you're wearing a polo.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that was a funny rose. I mean, I did like her dress. It was really short. I remember like even in the poster, like she's wearing that dress and I'm just like, wow, that's really short. But like just the flashy sequence, it's good. I like it.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, it feels weird. It feels kind of wild giving that a fit check.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, the whole thing too. She's like just trying to cover her boobs too, and she's like it's showing too much boob. And
what were we gonna say?
I feel like I kind of remember the shirt you're talking about. Is it when
It's very
Owen's sitting on the stairs outside, and then he comes back in the morning like with coffee.
Yeah, no, that is it. That's 100%. That is 100% is the moment. And I was kind of rocking with it. I was like, you know what? That's actually kind of a nice fit. I was like, I'm gonna hold on to that one because I can't really think of anything else. Because like I was saying, maybe I could have gave Owen worse fit because the fit was pretty like it was just neutral. In his defense, he wasn't expecting to go out on the town or anything, but he could have went back home and changed the fit.
He was home.
I guess
he was. Was he home before the? Yeah, he was home. So he could have changed.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't change. He could have changed. So
another lazy award too.
Another lazy award. Yeah, I guess I should give him a lazy for not changing. Next we have our quote. Pretty self-explanatory. What was your favorite quote from the movie?
I gave it to the old man that comes into the police station as Ali's leaving it.
Oh yeah.
She's just walking out and he crosses her path and he's like, "Bastards got me again. I don't care how many times you get me. I ain't wearing no love glove."
That was good.
It was just like this old dude, like coming in handcuffed. Like, they got me again. That was great.
Oh yeah, do your thing, bro. Do your thing, man. That's absolutely hilarious. No, that's good. That's a good quote. That's a good quote. We talked about him earlier. I ended up giving my quote to Troy. The kid that she was babysitting, and there's a lot of things he said that was just outrageous and wild. But
yeah,
I think this is one that took me out the most. Is just when he's the one that gives the condom because they didn't have any condoms. He's like, "Oh, I got this condom," and like they're in the next room, and he's like, "Oh, thanks." It's like extra wide, and he's just like thinking of me different now, huh, Auntie?
Yeah. Like, dude, he was so freaking good. Oh my gosh, man.
I was like,
yeah, he gives it the condom. He's just, holla at your boy. I'm packing.
Yeah.
Wide fit.
Yeah. Yeah, you're thinking of me different now, huh, Auntie?
Yeah. Hey, Auntie. Oh man.
I'm like, Auntie. Like, who is this?
Fantastic
kid,
stuff. Yeah. It's a great pick.
And then what about you? Who's your actually no, you gave your quote. So next one we have is our 6 men, aka our Calvin Johnson Award. Said it right this time. Nice. And this goes out to someone who showed out in their small moments. So who got that for you in this movie?
This is where Troy gets the love for me. He's my 6 man. I mean, he's so freaking good. Like from the jump, like she just comes in, is like, "Oh, I'm gonna be babysitting this guy." He's like, "Nothing baby about me. And the only sitting that should be happening around here is on my face." And we're just like, wait, what the hell, dude? And then your quote, like, "How you like me now, Auntie?" And then when she comes back later, and she's all down in the dumps, she's like, "Hey, there's still some time, shawty. Hey, we can still do this." He just never let up from this like player type of energy.
My gosh.
He was super funny. And he's the one that tells her about Owen yelling her name. So he helps out too. Troy's a 6 man, 100%.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, I didn't give him my 6 man.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, he was great. He was definitely in contention. It was between the two of them where I was like, oh, man, like he's absolutely hilarious. I think in the end, I ended up giving it to his name's Trevor, right? Like I actually couldn't even find his name online. Like the guy that was with Owen's mom.
Oh.
Was that his name?
For whatever reason, I saw because LeVar Burton is the actor and he's credited with like Rick on IMDb as Rick.
Okay, yeah, Rick. When I went on IMDb, like at least when I checked at the time, it didn't have a name from. I don't know, like they kept it a secret. They threw it in later, but when I first looked, I was like, okay, they don't have a name there, so I'll put just black guy with Owen's mom because I couldn't find a name. But I don't know. I liked the dynamic of it. He was great because it was just so subtle in the sense of like he came in and a lot of his humor wasn't in him like trying to like throw in jokes or trying to be funny. It was just him just trying to be like this consoling figure where I was just like, dog, this isn't like you're banging my mom, dog. Like I know what this is. Stop trying to like put your arm around my shoulder and be like, yo, like and that shit just it was just taking me out every single time he was in the scene, man. Like you said, like, oh, what's up, champ? It's like, dog, no, don't touch me. like you're banging my mom, bro. Like that's why you came over. Like you're just killing me every single time.
Yeah, you know what? I don't blame you now. Now that you mention it, he was. I mean, I knew he was great. I'm not saying,
Yeah.
but like to me, like I was so set on Troy because he just started out so
Oh
hot.
my gosh.
I was
yeah.
like, this is my six man all the way. But you're right. Rick was amazing too. That whole just dynamic of him trying to like console him, almost like, oh hey man, how did it go? Or like, you should get back out there, dude. Like, yeah, you're right. The dynamic was great. So
and,
good.
And then the bubble wrap thing also just took. I'm like, what the hell is happening? I'm like, what is this? Yeah, that was just that chemistry between the two of them was just hilarious too. And
Yeah.
like, and then it was just them fighting. It's just like they're fighting. It's like, all right, Owen, I think you should leave. It's like, yeah, you should get out of here. And
Yeah,
then he's like, oh,
they're just
God.
staring at each other. You're like, yeah, time to go.
Yeah.
Time to go. That's good.
But our second last award we have is best scene. So what was your favorite scene from the movie?
I gave it to the pizza shop scene. We
Mhm.
kind of talked about it. Just the classic rom-com scene where they come together, kind of realize that they like each other. I talked about, like, I think it looks super dope.
Yeah.
Just with the lights off and the glow of the sign and the drink coolers. It was an interesting little flip too when we see them hooking up and then we realize that she imagined it.
Yeah.
I kind of didn't expect that. I didn't love the way it ended, like I said, that he just decided to leave. But I thought it was interesting too that, like, when they're talking to each other, he's making the pizza and he gives her the shirt so she can, take her dress off and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, this is kind of like, I'm buying this. They're starting to, feel each other, and he's the nice guy. And like, I don't know, I could see them like hanging out and having a pizza together. I just kind of, I liked it.
That was a good scene. That it really made me want pizza, man.
Yeah.
That shit looks so good. And it's just obviously New York pizza and everything. I was like, oh man, I could really go for a slice. Like that was looking real good.
Yeah.
But that's a great pick though. That was a good scene. I did like that scene. My scene that I ended up going with, we actually talked about earlier, and it was just the montage of the guys leading to the guy that ended up being the criminal. It's like that part. And that was one of the funniest moments of, like, again, with the magician. Sorry. Yeah. And like, oh, your card's here. And then we didn't even talk about this too. Like, oh, the card in your mouth is like one F. I'm just like, come on. I'm like, I think you had her, dog. She was like, that's so cool. Like, I was like, dude, you might have her. Like, I don't know why you had to do that. It's the one extra thing, or like all of them. It's like, yeah, bro, you didn't have to do all that. You didn't have to do all that. And then, again, the guys were like, why is everyone such weirdos? We're like, what happened to the normal people? That part took me out too. And then the other guy came through. So like, yeah, that was my favorite scene. We talked about that early on in our little deep dive, but no, that scene was hilarious to me.
It was funny. Yeah, it was funny. I mean, that's just such a good way of like, okay, we're gonna just have a quick montage, throw in like 6 different dudes being complete weirdos, and that's just such a great way to like get creative with it. Look at like these guys. How do we like? What do we do with each one?
Yeah.
Okay. What if one of them's a magician? Okay. What if one of them works for this company and he's talking about how he made the thing and blah blah blah. And then this other guy will have him. Oh, we'll throw everybody off. He's a nice guy. And then his buddy comes in and it changes. Throws a wrench and everything. Yeah. It's a fun way to do different things and just like have jokes. Honestly, it's just like a good spot for funny jokes, and if they land, then it works for you, and it totally did. So,
yeah, good pick. That's all. Thank you. Last but certainly not least, we have our MVP. So, who gets your MVP?
Dua Lipa's husband, Callum Turner, gets my MVP. I thought he was really likable. I thought he was really funny. I thought he was. I didn't think he ever like was overacting. Like, it really feels pretty natural. Even in like the really corny moments, like at the end when he's like, no, I think we should wait. Like, I really didn't like that just from like a story perspective, but I don't think he like was laying it on super thick. Like, no, it'll be so much better if we wait. We got to get to know each other. Like, I feel like he was really kind of level with it. So it felt pretty believable. And like their chemistry, I felt like he was carrying it. I felt like he really liked her. I didn't get as much that she really liked him. I thought I still think she was good, but I thought like it felt like he was in love with her. Yeah, and I think Callum Turner, I thought it was really good. I thought it was funny, likable, like the classic rom-com guy that you root for. I liked him.
Yeah, no, that is a good point. Honestly, I didn't even think about the whole like chemistry dynamic and what and who really like drove it. And I definitely do think he did did a really good job of that. Like I think in the dynamic of the movie, I actually think that, which I guess plays into the character. Like he has like these corny elements to him where I'm just like, but like that's part of the charm of like, oh, he's be kind of corny, he's kind of like cringy in that little sense because it's like he genuinely cares about it and you actually believe it. Like a lot of times, I
Like
think
when he
we've
gives
talked about
water
Lost
to that
in a couple
girl
more.
at the bar.
Oh yeah,
Like,
no,
oh, you should drink
100%.
this.
Like you,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And he's just like, "Am I a nice guy?" And then he's like, "Is she okay? Like, did she get her water or something?" It's just like,
yeah, that was good.
it's like I'm not a nice guy. Like, yeah, it's believable, 100%.
Yeah.
We've talked about that with the parallel to Gwen Powell, where it's like, do we like him as this kind of character, or should he just kind of stick to being like a prick or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if Gwen Powell would have worked in this. Would we have believed that?
Well, he's in the Anything But You that we haven't seen.
But I think he's a prick.
Really...
He's a prick in that movie, though. I've
Oh,
seen the
is he?
trailer. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't know. But no, I 100%. That's a great pick though, because he like everything you said about him being believable and the chemistry, he does uphold that. So great pick. Great
Thank you.
pick. I actually ended up going the opposite. I went with Ali or Monica Barbaro, who plays Ali. If we want to do any of those, and I gave it to her because I think she brings more of, at least I think she brings more of the comedy.
Yeah,
I think she had more funny. I think she had more funny moments, and just from seeing like a quick like 10-minute interview on YouTube, apparently a lot of this movie is ad libbed and kind of just letting them go. So I don't know how much of all of their scenes where they're like kind of like, okay, this was gonna happen. This scene kind of riff, like even like the whole condom flipping thing. Apparently a lot of that was just like, all right, you guys are gonna like kind of argue on how you're gonna figure this out. That whole thing was an ad lib. So I don't know how he didn't talk about how all the scenes that were ad lib, but he said there was a lot of ad libbing where like I put them in the scenarios and it's like, you guys are gonna argue about this or you guys are gonna go through this, kind of go. And if I don't like it, then we'll try it again. So I think she had a lot of great moments. And again, that stupid moment of her running with the leaf, I don't know if that was ad libbed, but that was a scene that just like I thought was really funny. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, she ends up getting mine.
I do agree with you. I think you're right. I feel like maybe it's more of like an acting versus comedy thing. Like I feel like Callum Turner was maybe acting better. Yeah. But I do think she was funnier.
Yeah.
I think he was funny, but I think she was funnier. And it's kind of the same thing. I thought she was acting well, but I think he was acting better. So I guess it's just kind of like they both had strengths and weaknesses, I guess you put a label on it. But yeah, no, you're right. You make a good point. I think she was funnier than he was. She was really funny.
Yeah, and it's interesting too, because again, it's just how the characters are written, right? Because I've seen them both in other things. Like I saw her in A Complete Unknown with like Timmy, and that movie's not a comedy, so it's just straight acting. She's a really good actor, and she's also singing in that movie too. So it's just interesting to see her in this role. She's also in Top Gun too. She's kind of like a smaller role in that.
Was she?
But yeah, she's like the only girl that's like on
on the flying team.
Yeah, which also she was in that with Glenn Powell too. Actually,
Glenn Powell. Actually, I'm pretty sure the black guy at the bar in this movie, like the one that's like, oh, there's so many weirdos tonight. I'm pretty sure that guy is in. He's the black. Well, like the
black
dude
guy.
He's the black guy in the flying team.
Okay, I think you're. Yeah, okay. I don't actually didn't realize that, but
I think.
Right. I haven't rewatched that in a minute. I think I actually haven't seen Top Gun since I saw it in theaters when it came out.
Same.
Yeah. Which is also wild. Not to go on a crazy tangent, but I saw her say in an interview that like, yeah, we filmed that movie in 2018 and that didn't come out until 2024. They were sitting on that movie for 4 years. Yeah. Because COVID and everything.
Yeah.
Like the movie was supposed to come out on the 20th, but then Tom was like, no, we're not. This movie's not going to go straight to streaming because they wanted to go straight to streaming.
Right.
And he's like, no, we're going to wait. Right. So he's like, yeah, we made that movie. It was done in 2018. It was going to come out in 2020. And we're like, nah, we're waiting.
And then it made $1 billion. Like everybody, exactly. That was like the come back to the theater movie.
Yeah.
Like if you think of the end of COVID, like from a movie perspective, like Top Gun Maverick is the one.
Oh, 100%. 100% it was. But
I didn't realize they waited that long though. That's interesting.
Now, neither did I. It's wild. But
good pick.
Yeah. Thank you.
No certifieds.
Yeah, no. I thought we were gonna get Troy too. I thought it was gonna be on a quote. Well, I didn't necessarily know we were gonna get the same quote.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, see, I could have picked any quotes. Like literally under my note for like Six Man as Troy is just funny quotes that he
Yeah.
said. So one, like I was like, okay, I gotta pick one that's
Mhm.
tougher. I'll just give him my Six Man. And then for the quote, like that old guy that came into the police station, that cracked me up.
yeah,
So I went there with it. But we still both gave love to Troy as he deserves. He's still getting 2 Filmmies.
yo,
So is Rick.
oh yeah, true. Yeah, Rick definitely got some love.
Well, there you go. Thank you for listening, everybody. We appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, be sure to leave us a written review. We'll read it out in the podcast. Funny, stupid, mean,
Yeah, whatever.
Leave us a 5-star review.
5 condoms.
5
condoms.
condoms.
Yeah.
5 bottles of KY jelly.
Oh God.
5 wrist tattoos. What would you get as your wrist tattoo? What icon? What picture would you get?
That's a good question. Did you have one in mind, or this literally just came to you?
See, I was thinking like, because it's kind of like, what would you get as a tattoo? And I don't have any tattoos.
Yeah,
like,
same.
I don't think of anything that's like, I want this, like, but if you have to get something like
she went childhood. He just went like randomly, which also could be like, I picked a bat. I don't even like bats. I'm like, no, come on. Literally just pick anything else. Don't pick something you don't like. That made no sense.
Like a basketball.
Yeah, honestly, that could have been a lazy award. Now I'm fucking thinking back. You pick something in the end that you don't like. That doesn't even make any sense. You literally could have been like a fucking leaf or like a coffee cup. Like I would never pick. How do you pick something you don't like? It doesn't make any sense. It's on you for life now.
or like, we obviously like movies. You get like a
film reel.
Or
okay.
What do you call those things? That
it's like the take things. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they're like, take 2.
I'll just be generic. I'll say a basketball, I guess, because at least I won't be like him and be like, I don't even like basketball.
Yeah, true.
Just pick something, whatever.
Get a crown. You have LeBron James on you.
Yeah, true. Oh, okay. Actually, LeBron. You get someone's face, like
someone's face.
That'd be too much. Yeah. What about you?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know.
Well, I had said basketball.
Okay, basketball.
But I was like, is that too corny?
It's better than something you don't like. You're not doing it Owen.
Yeah.
Or it's just like this. Oh, I fucking hate these things. Why did I pick that? It's like, dude, literally pick anything else.
Go with like, maybe I put like a dog head. I like dogs.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll go with a dog.
No one's gonna front you on that. Oh, you put a dog as your.
Yeah, dogs are cool.
Yeah,
screw you.
Good pick. Exactly. There you go.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with a dog. You sticking with basketball?
I'm sticking with basketball.
Okay, fair enough. Be sure to check us out for more of this riveting conversation on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, at the Film Room Pod. We're on. What else are we on? Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
Yep.
I think that's it. That's all the things.
I think that's it. Yeah, that's all.
Check us out. Show us some love. Or if this is your last episode, see ya. Thanks for listening. We appreciate the listen.
Yeah, you can still show us love on the way out, or just say F you guys. That'd actually be really nice, actually. If you want to say F you in the comments, like, it's my last episode, F you, but like, all right, sure. At least you said something on the way out.
Yeah, I love that. Be sure to check us out next week for another great episode.
Yep.
Dion, over to you, my friend, to finish it off.
And I want you guys to remember that just like Troy, we only use extra wides in the film room.
Speak for yourself.
Peace. Yeah, Scott doesn't even use them. He doesn't even know what the hell.
Yeah, exactly. What's a condom?
Peace out.
Peace.